Say, everybody just say, praise Yahweh for another day. Hallelujah. This time I ask that we all stand as we go into prayer. Yahweh, we told you for another day that you breathe the breath of life into all of us. Yahweh, continue to have us to walk in the way. Continue to set our feet right. Continue to have your Ruach HaKodesh to dwell within our vessels each and every day of our lives. Yahweh, have your Ruach to guide us down the way, to have us to have no fear along the way, to give us discernment. Yahweh, give us all things that we need in order to endure to the very end. Yahweh, continue to be with your people in these last days and continue to strengthen these vessels. Yahweh, continue to be in our minds. Have us in a prayerful state of mind each and every day that we wake up and walk in this world. Yahweh, continue to give us a sound mind so we be able to know what your will is and to be able to do it, just like your son, Yahshua HaMashiach. And Yahweh, continue to have us to walk in the footsteps of your son, Yahshua HaMashiach, and have us not to be embarrassed walking this way of life. Have us to be strong, to be upright, to have no shame, and to knowing that we are following the only Elohim, the great I am. And Yahweh, continue to protect us, continue to draw all amounts of wickedness and evil away from your people, especially on the Shabbat, so we be able to hear the word of Yahweh and be able to prepare our souls for you and your coming of your son. And Yahweh, have us continually be patient and wait on your son, Yahshua HaMashiach, and wait for that day when he comes to redeem all of your people. In Yahshua HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. House of Israel, you may be seated. Once again, I say Shabbat Shalom, House of Israel. And I say Shabbat Shalom, all that are tuning in on the live stream. This day, I want to talk to you all, Israel. I want to especially talk to those that are obedient to Almighty Yahweh, those that are doing his will, to show you that Yahweh is very pleased with all the works that you do in this lifetime. To show you that even though you may look strange before the world, Israel, we must be very happy just to know that we are following in the way, in the right way that leads to salvation. There's a lot of people in the earth right now that are following the world. They're not following this way. They don't keep the Shabbats. They don't keep the feast days. They're going along with everything that goes on in the world. But Yahweh calls you a peculiar treasure, because, yeah, you might look strange to the world, but Yahweh says you are like no other in this earth. You are above all other people in this world because you are keeping his commands. You are obedient to him. So he calls you a peculiar treasure because, you know, a treasure is something that is well sought after, something that's precious. And you all that follow Yahweh in this earth, in this lifetime, you are precious to Almighty Yahweh. Best believe. We can't get embarrassed before the world. A lot of people, they don't follow the way. They're not obedient. They don't do what Yahweh says. Sometimes because they don't want to look strange before family, before friends, before the world. But who cares about looking strange? You got to get over there like some of the prophets' messengers said. They had their forehead strong like flint. Just don't even let it roll off of you. People might mock you. People might say stuff about you, say you're in the wrong way. Just let it roll off of you, because you yourselves know that this is the way. And you yourselves know that Only one you trying to please is Yahweh Shua, right? So it shouldn't even matter if people come your way, because look, he even said if you following the footsteps of Yahshua HaMashiach, he showed you what you're going to go through. People are not going to go along with all the things you are doing. They're going to look at you strange, like, why you ain't doing what we doing, especially in these last days. You wait and see how people start to turn on you. People you thought that was with you. Might be family, might be so-called friends, but wait and see how people start turning against you when you not following different things in the world. You just want to come out, like Yahweh says, come out of her, my people, and serve him. Because Yahweh is the only one who's going to take care of you, Israel. And no one else in this earth is going to treat you the way Yahweh is going to treat you. He's going to treat you with respect, with honor, because you are one of his, and he's going to protect you. He's going to honor you and show you that you are one of his from the very beginning. That's why we continue this to the end of our days, because we were just talking about it. Might not get you a reward right now. We work, we do all these things in the earth. Yahweh provides us with food, water, all the things that we need. And it seemed like, man, we don't have enough. We all on the low end of everything. But guess what? We have to pay right now for the transgressions that we have done before him. That's what it's all about. Transgression has brought all these things upon us now. So we can't even look at even the world like, you know what, I'm getting tired of them. They always doing this and that. But look, if we obeyed Yahweh from the very beginning, these things wouldn't have come upon us this very day. So now we have to pay for our transgressions until Yahweh says, that's it. You will pay your transgressions, and then the script will get flipped. Then those that treated you bad, those that put you under their foot each and every day, they gonna have to get their due reward in that day. And then Israel, when that day comes and then you see the wicked are no more, and Yahweh begins to bring you into his kingdom, we were just talking about it. You get to see your reward finally. And you will be able to live in shalom forever and ever. See, that's why this is well worth striving for. You know, it may seem hard some days. Shaitan might come your way. He try to bring different things your way and try to discourage you. But guess what? You just had to have it in your forefront of your mind. You know what? Yahweh has a place waiting for me. Yahweh has someone waiting for me where I ain't got to deal with this anymore. So that should get us to even more to fight for this. Fight to gain salvation, Israel. Because that's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal. We are striving for salvation. We ain't striving for the riches of the world. We ain't striving to have biggest cars, biggest mansions. No, we striving for salvation. So Israel, that's why this message this evening, a peculiar treasure. And that is talking about you yourselves, Israel, those that are doing his will, that obey him and want to make it in his kingdom. That's why he calls you his peculiar treasure. Now, if you look at the world should look strange to you. So if they looking strange as you because you ain't doing what they doing, you should be doing the same thing. Looking strange to them. Why you ain't doing what Yahweh commands? This right here is life. That stuff out there is not going to lead to life. It's going to lead to death. But Yahweh knows. He said, many are called, but few are chosen. That's why I say you all that are in it, that know it, Yahweh opened your eyes. You should be very elated just to know, hey, I'm one of the few that is following this way of life. You had the opportunity. Don't let it go, Israel. Let me go to the book of Psalms. And this is going to tie right into the message. Psalms number 1. Psalms 1 says, Baruch is the man who walks not in the counsel of the unrighteous, nor stands in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the Torah of Yahweh, and his law he meditates day and night. See that? Plain and simple. And I like how the Psalms start out. Just plain and simple, just to show you, okay, this is what Yahweh is looking for. This is the person, the man, the woman, child, whoever that is walking in this way of life. This is what Yahweh is looking for. People that don't take pleasure in doing things of the world. You see a lot of people, they want to hang out with their boys, their girlfriend. They want to hang out in the clubs. They want to just live it up in the world. But Yahweh said, nah, he calling those that ain't about the world. They're about doing Yahweh's will. That's what it's all about. He should be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that brings forth its fruit in season, whose leaf also shall not wither, and whatever he does shall prosper. Israel, you want everything to prosper that you do in this lifetime? So we have to do things correctly, things that are in Yahweh. Put Yahweh first, and Yahweh let those things prosper. See, a lot of times we complain, we like down all the time, like, why this, why that? No, just serve Yahweh correctly, and Yahweh will give you relief. I ain't gonna say you ain't gonna have trials and tribulations, but Yahweh will give you relief. You're gonna have tough days, good days. Every day ain't gonna be down and sad and stressful. No, you're gonna have tough days because Yahweh sees you doing right. The unrighteous are not so, but are like chaff which the wind drives away. Therefore, the unrighteous shall not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. The wicked has something coming their way. They're not going to be able to stand when Yahweh's wrath comes to this earth. They might think so right now, but when judgment comes, they're not going to be able to stand. And Yahweh is not going to let that wickedness and evil in this earth to continue to rise. He's going to let it all fall and never to rise again. That's what a day I'm looking for. It says, for Yahweh knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the unrighteous shall perish. See that first Psalms just tells you a whole lot right there. Just shows you what Yahweh looking for in his people, and shows you that he ain't putting up with no nonsense for the unrighteous. The unrighteous may seem like they living it up, they partying, they having all this happiness right now, but that is going to come to an end. I know you all feel the days speeding up. You all feel like, the days of, man, it's getting more and more wicked. It's coming to an end, Israel. So we have to do his will. So when those days do come, when his son comes back and redeem his people, he will take us. He don't go over us and say he never knew us. You want Yahshua HaMashiach to come and take us, Israel. That's the day we looking for. So in this message, Israel, I want to show you how Yahweh is very pleased with everything that you do in this lifetime. Your deeds not going to go unseen. Yahweh sees all things, and Yahweh calls you his treasure for a reason. But some people, they think in this lifetime they doing his will. They say, okay, I love Yahweh, or I love the Most High. I'm going to do his will. But Yahweh don't like the talking. We can talk all we want to Yahweh and say, yeah, I harbor you, I want to do your will. But if we're not doing his will and we say we know him, we lying to ourselves. It even says that. If you say you know him, you say if you will harbor him and you want to do his will and you not doing it, you a lie. And Yahweh hates a liar because guess what? Shaitan was the father of lies. So if we lie, guess what? Yahweh thinks we on Shaitan's side, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 7. Matthew 7, I'm going to start at verse 21. It says, not everyone who says to me, Yahshua, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. See that? Not everyone that says, okay, I know Yahshua, I know Yahweh, not going to enter in, because a lot of people know they come along with the name. People are being aware of the name now, but a lot of people, they not doing what he commands. They're not doing what he says to do. A lot of people, you hear a lot of people now in the world that know the name. Back when I was growing up, you didn't hear the name like that. I didn't hear it until Yahweh opened my eyes at that point in time. But back in the day, you didn't hear the name of Yahweh like that. But now people are coming along with the name of Yahweh. They hear the name of Yahshua, but they're not doing his will. It says, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Hamashiach, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? And then I will declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. That we don't want to hear. You don't want to hear, oh, I never knew you. Who are you? We want to hear Yahweh say to us, well done, my tough and faithful servant. Because we have done his will. But like I said, everybody that's calling on a name ain't one of his. Yahweh wants those that obey him, those that do his will. And then that's when Yahweh sees, oh, you truly want to do his will. You truly want to make it into his kingdom. Then Yahweh will see, okay, yeah, you are one of mine. Let's go to Exodus. Exodus 19 says, Exodus 19, I'm going to start at verse 3. Moshe went up to Yahweh, and Yahweh called to him from the mountain, saying, thus you shall say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel. Now, is he just talking to them back then about the word? No, they were talking to them, but this resonates throughout time, Israel. So we can't look at the Torah or the scriptures and say, okay, they were just talking to them back then. No, it's talking to all of us, his children. It says, you have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. And he compares it to eagle's wings, how it's the highest flying bird. And you know, eagles can spot anything. They can see anything. It's just like Yahweh. Yahweh sees everything. That's why he compares it to an eagle. Brought you to myself. Now, therefore, if you will indeed obey my voice and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure to me above all people. See that? He see you above all the people that are out there doing their own thing, that ain't keeping his will. He say, oh, nah, you are one that are above all of them. You a step ahead of them, Israel. You yourselves know what it's going to be like in the kingdom. This is right here. This is preparation for what's going to go on in the kingdom. You keeping the Shabbats, you keeping the feast days. Guess what? Same thing in that kingdom. And those that are going to be allowed in the kingdom of the other nations, they're going to have to learn it themselves. So what best is it for you to know it now? Just like a wedding rehearsal. You want to get that thing right before the wedding, before it actually starts. You don't see at the wedding, okay, they just come up and do the wedding without a rehearsal and all that. No, they prepared beforehand. Then when they got to the actual wedding, everything went flawlessly. So that's the exact same thing we doing right now. We preparing before the actual kingdom comes. So when we do walk in that kingdom, Yahweh's will, we will have perfected it, and we'll be able to teach the other nations. Now it says, peculiar treasure to me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And you should be to me a kingdom of priests and a Kodesh nation. These are the words which you shall speak to the children of Israel. See that how he sees you, Israel? That's why we shouldn't even look at ourselves like, oh man, you know what, we down and out, you know how the world try to portray you ugly and all this other stuff. Don't even look at that, Israel. Like I said, Yahweh made you. I had this conversation with my son the other day. He was talking about the, skin complexion and all. I was telling him, Yahweh made each and every one of you how he wanted to make you. Whatever skin complexion, the nose, the eyes, the hair, anything. Yahweh did this because he was well pleased with what he made. So we should care about what Yahweh sees of us. We shouldn't care about what man thinks. And that's what gets us a lot of times. We want to please man. We want to look good before the world. And how you know that? You see people all the time. They got to get all the flashy stuff. You got to get all the top-notch cars. And look at me. Like, I mean, who are we to boast? Who are we to be proud before the world? We have done wrong before Yahweh. That's why he says, be humble. Be meek and humble, Israel. Just do what you had to do. Serve Yahweh correctly and do what he says. Yahweh does the exalting, right? Yeah. Right now, we on the low side of things. We the tail. But guess what? Yahweh, I trust Yahweh knows what he's saying. He knows all things and he cannot lie. So one day he says, okay, you the tail right now, but he's going to exalt his nation. And you are going to be on top. You ready for that, Israel? You see, we can't get bogged down in this world and just always being depressed and we always lowly. No, it's going to be a day when you're going to rise, Israel. And rise to where you're supposed to be at from the very beginning. That's what should keep you going, Israel. Just knowing that Yahweh cannot lie and he's going to put you on top. And those that are on top right now, they're going to be the tail. They're going to have to suffer. They're going to have to go through all sorts of things that you had to go through in this lifetime. And that's only fair. They living it up right now. They taking everything which you have, money, whatever you have in this lifetime. Guess what? It's all going to be reversed. And Israel, Yahweh, what he has, this world doesn't have a candlestick to it. We look at all the money in this world, all the gold they may have, silver. That ain't nothing compared to what Yahweh has in store for you. Let's go to the book of Galatians. This is Galatians chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 6. It's Pastor Shaul talking about how I see a lot of times when people awaken to this way of life, the Yahweh open their eyes to this way, and everything is so tough. They're like, man, this is the way. I'm so happy that Yahweh showed me. And then you know what happens after a while. People, they turn away. They get bored of the word. They just think, oh man, this is it. But yeah, this is it. This is the only way that's going to lead to salvation. But people get turned to different things. They want to try different things. They want to hit new stuff. They want to go to... No, stay in this way. But Pastor Shaul had to tell the people, okay, why are you turning from this way and going to all these different religions of the world when there's nothing in it? You're supposed to stay in the way that Yahweh has shown you. Galatians 1:6 said, I marvel that you are turning away so soon from him who called you in the unmerited favor of Hamashiach to a different glad tidings, which is not another. But there are some who trouble you and want to pervert the glad tidings of Hamashiach. You're going to have people, and that's Shaitan. Shaitan going to use different people to try to get you off the path. I'm for sure you all have went through this way of life, and different people try to come to you and say, nah, it's this, nah, it's that, nah, that's not how you came up. No, this is the way. And when you know the way and the word resonates within you, should nothing turn you away from this. But like he's telling the people, why are you turning from this way? It says, but even if we or any angel from heaven preach any other glad tidings to you than what we have preached to you, let him be accursed. As we have said before, so now I say it again, if anyone preaches any other glad tidings to you than what you have received, let him be accursed. See that? And he said it twice. That means, look, don't let nobody turn you away from this way, Israel. He said in these last days, there's going to be many false prophets. There's going to be many people that's going to try to deceive you and get you off the path. That's why it's so important to have his Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach within you, so you'll be able to discern. You'll be able to know, okay, nah, this ain't right. No, we supposed to stick in this. We supposed to stay with Yahweh. He says, for do I now persuade men or Yahweh? Or do I seek to please men? For if I still please men, I would not be a servant of Hamashiach. You can't serve man, Israel. You continue to say over and over, we can't do everything the world tells us to do. The world is going to destruction, Israel. But Yahweh is going to lead us to salvation. So you got to pick a side. You want to stay with the world that ain't going to last forever and ever. It's going to go down. These kingdoms are going to go down. You can't see the world crumbling right now. You can't see things falling right now. Or do you want to stay with Yahweh Shua? When he has a promise, he said he promised you the kingdom. He said focus on the heavenly things, didn't he? Focus on those heavenly things. See, a lot of times we can't see the heavenly things. We can't grasp the heavenly things. So, oh man, you know what? I don't believe that. You know, I got to see it. But the things we do see, the things in the world, that's what we want. You got to have faith. When is your faith going to kick in, Israel? And they even say, when the Son of Man comes, would he find faith on the earth? That's a serious question. Because you can see a lot of people, they turning away right now. And he says, the love of many will wax cold. The love of many because of the increased wickedness that is going on in this earth. But he says, you You, Israel, those that stay with Yahweh, you who continue to be with Yahweh, continue on until the very end, and you will be saved. He said, if you endure to the end, you will be saved. Even if you are among all the wickedness and evil in this earth, he said, no, pay it no mind. You continue on. Do what you're supposed to do so you can gain salvation. Let's go to 1 Timothy. Or let's go to 2 Timothy. Second Timothy, I'm going to go to chapter 3. Verse 10 says, but you have carefully followed my doctrine. See, Pastor Shaul kept showing the people, okay, follow what he says. It ain't what you see in him. It ain't what he has to say. It's the word of Yahweh. A lot of people, they want to be seen in this earth. They, like I said, so they put all their attention on themselves. They want all to be worshiped them. But they always kept saying, no, pay attention. This is the word of Yahweh. Yahweh gets all praise. Oh, Yahweh gets all the kabod. But you have carefully followed my doctrine, manner of life, purpose, faith, long-suffering, love, perseverance, persecutions, afflictions, which happened to me in Antioch, at Iconium, and Lystra. What persecutions I endured. And out of them all, Yahweh delivered me. Take note of that, Israel. All the persecutions you go through, you're going to go through them. Best believe, if you following Yahweh sure, you following the footsteps of Yahshua, you're going to go through persecution. You're going to go through people mocking you. They're going to do all types of things because you look strange to them. You not going along with the world. But he says Yahweh delivered him out of all of them. Yes, and all who desire to live right in Yahshua HaMashiach will. He ain't say might. Sometime. He said will suffer persecution. So a lot of people, they don't like that. Oh, man, really? You got to go through persecution. I got to go through people mocking me, laughing, and all these things. Like I said, it shouldn't even bother you because we striving for salvation. Who cares if they did that to Yahshua HaMashiach? You seen all the things they did to him? They beat the man. They spat on him. They did all sorts of things to him. Talked about him. But guess what? Did he give up? Did he say, you know what, I ain't doing this no more. I ain't going to give up my life for the sins, not just Israel, the whole world. Did he say that? No, he continued on because he knew it was Yahweh's will. So that's why we have to do the same thing, Israel. We can't give up along the way. We have to look to all the prophets, all the messengers, Yahshua HaMashiach, all, even us, in this lifetime right now, all the things we go through, we talk to each other throughout the week, showing you how Yahweh has brought us through this trial, that trial. Yahweh is able. Yahweh ain't just what was back then. Yahweh is back then, now, and forever. He is not going to change, Israel. So if you're going through something, guess what? Cry out to Yahweh. Do his will. Because Yahweh said he will never leave you or forsake you. But evil men and impostors will grow worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. You don't see that in these days now? You don't see different people rising up. They're just not doing his will. They, like I said, the love of many will wax cold. So we can't go along with what they doing. We can't go along with what the world is doing because of all the wickedness that's going on in this earth. You see it. You see the violence, the killings, everything going on in the earth right now. But it's just that faithful few that Yahweh is looking for. You all that keep his Torah. You all that don't mind what all the things going on in the world is doing. You just focused on doing Yahweh's will. And that's why even more we should serve him on the Shabbat, because that is the day of rest. We can be able to have relief from the world. That is your day of rest. Yahweh himself rested. So we should want to do the same thing. It says, but you must continue in the things which you have learned and been assured of, knowing from whom you have learned them, and that from childhood you have known the Kodesh scriptures, which are able to make you wise for salvation through faith which is in Yahshua HaMashiach. This word, Yahweh says, every word of Yahweh is pure. We got to take every word of Yahweh into consideration, because Yahweh knows what's best for us. This word is going to be able to carry us to salvation, Israel. That's why a lot of people you see today, they don't open this book up. They don't study the Torah. It's just collecting dust. It's just in people's houses. People just have it out just to show people, okay, yeah, I'm so-called religious, but they don't crack it open. It's a lot of instructions in this book, Israel. Covers every aspect of life. We need this in order to carry us through these last days. That's why Yahweh says it is able to make you wise for salvation. And we got to have that emunah, that faith. The faith that trusts in Yahweh and his son, Yahshua HaMashiach. Because if we don't have the faith, if we don't have that trust in these last days, we're not going to make it. Yahweh brings you through different things throughout life to show you that he is with you. So one trial you might seem was hard, you don't know how you're going to get out of, Yahweh bring you through it. You know it was him. We can't put that on ourselves. Yeah, I brought myself out of that one. Yeah, I'm happy with that, No, it was Yahweh that did that. Trial after trial after trial. Yahweh said he's going to bring you through what? All of them. So we can't get discouraged. Like I said, we have to know that Yahweh is with us. No matter how dark the days may seem, no matter how dark the days may get, Yahweh is still there. Let's go to Jeremiah. It's a good feeling just to know that Yahweh is with you. Because when you know Yahweh is truly with you, and all the comments, all the things that people come at you with, things don't even matter no more. Back in the day, you might let those things get over on you. You feel bad, and then people turn you towards their way. But now, when you are mature in this, like we were just saying, the older you get, all that stuff I did back in the day, I don't even want to do that no more. Because you begin to know that, okay, Yahweh hates those things. Yahweh hates sin. So he says, turn from the old man and come to the new and do his will. And then when you know, there ain't no better feeling knowing that you are doing Yahweh's will, because you are on your way to his kingdom. Let's go to Jeremiah 6. 6:16 says, thus says Yahweh, stand in the ways and see, and ask for the what? Old paths. Not that, no, I want the new, man. I'm getting tired of hearing that old stuff, man. That's boring. I want to hear something. See, that's what people get people in trouble, because they out here, you know what? I want to hear something new. And these preachers out here, they give you something new, all right? They add that twist to it. They add things to the word that ain't even there. They start lying to you, and then all of a sudden you like, wow, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yahweh says, no, stick to the old paths. Yahweh doesn't change, does he? Where the tub way is and walk in it. See, Yahweh lays out the path for you. It ain't like it's something that you had to create yourself. Yahweh laid it out for us. And how I know this? Because he put his son out there. Yahshua HaMashiach put him out there to show you how to walk this way of life. He was perfection walking in this earth. That's why when you hear people deny him, you hear people, they want to just downgrade Yahshua HaMashiach, you know that is not of Yahweh. You know that doesn't come from those that are of Yahweh, because we know that Yahshua HaMashiach is the door to salvation. If you get rid of him, how you going to get in to his kingdom? You're not. So Yahshua HaMashiach is the key to everything. That's why we lift him up all the time. It says, then you will find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk in it. That's us. Yahweh says, if you keep this way of life, you will find rest, Israel. But like I said, the people, they always say, you know what? Nah, I don't want to do that. You know what? I want to just do what the world doing. I want to live like they doing. You know, it just seems like they have living it up. They're having a good old time. Guess what? When you follow Yahweh and do what he says, that's a good time. See, you don't know what life is until you do Yahweh's will. You don't know what life is until the end of your days. You get up in that first resurrection and he says, well done, my tough and faithful servants. Then you may be able to walk into his kingdom. Now you living, because that's going to be living forever and ever. We don't think. We thinking just now, what we have now. No, we have to think on heavenly things, those things that Yahweh has promised us. Then you can truly live. See, we don't know what life is. We think all this stuff happening in the earth now, this is it. This is life. Nah, this is not what Yahweh wanted for us, Israel. Yahweh wanted for us to have peace forever and ever. Yahweh didn't want all this chaos. Yahweh doesn't even want to see the destruction of his people. But sometimes we bring it on. Sometimes we go against Yahweh so much so that Yahweh has to destroy. Yahweh has to bring judgment. And it's sad that Yahweh has to do these things to get our attention sometimes. I don't want to get on Yahweh's bad side. He said he is a consuming fire. Do you want to burn forever? He said, who among us will dwell with everlasting burning? That's serious. You shouldn't want to burn forever and ever, but when you don't do his will and you deliberately sin and sin and sin, that's what you asking for. You asking for Yahweh to that burning lake of fire, because Yahweh says all you have to do is be obedient. He don't want the money. He don't want the calves. He don't want all these things. He just want a body. Be obedient before him. Does that sound like it's hard? But a lot of people, they can't do it. It says also, I set watchmen over you, saying, listen to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not listen. See that? This is the time the messengers should be blowing that shofar. To show people that, you know, this is a serious time right now. We must get right before Yahweh. Can't continue to play before him, because the time is coming to a close. How much time you think we have to be playing around with Almighty Yahweh? You know, and it's so much serious that Yahweh set a feast day, a Kodesh day on that. The Feast of Trumpets, to get the people attention. If it wasn't important, then Yahweh wouldn't have made it even a feast day. But he says, get the people attention. Cry out, spare not. Spare not the feelings. People, their feelings get hurt when you bring out their sins. Tell them, okay, no, we ain't supposed to be doing it this way. Supposed to do it like Yahweh says. Don't care about your sins. Care about saving souls. And that's Yahshua HaMashiach did the same thing. He cared about saving souls. But like I said, they said we will not listen. All the time. See, and Yahweh, what was that first command he said? Shema. Hear, O Israel. See, with the messengers continually to blow the shofar, and you hear it, but you conveniently just forget, and then you heard it though. Yahweh is going to say, okay, you have no excuse. You're going to have to pay for all the things that you have done, because Yahweh's word speaks to us all. And we have to pay, give an account. Don't it say had to give an account for all the things that we have done? We can't say, oh, you know what, I ain't know that. Nobody told me that. He going to bring it back. Say, this person right here told you. It don't even have to be a minister, a messenger. It can be one of you talking to somebody in the street. See, my servant right here told you about him, Yahweh, Yahshua HaMashiach, but you turned it down. You rejected it. See, we got to think about things. When we hear things and it's the truth, you got to think, okay, one day Yahweh is going to bring that back into your recollection and show you, okay, you were aware what you was doing. Servant told you not to do it, but you did it anyway. You don't think we had to pay for those things? So, like I said, Israel, we have to obey. That's all he asked for, obedience. Before you, he ain't asking you for millions of dollars. He ain't asking you for your life savings, everything that you have. All he wants is obedience. And Yahweh will provide you all the things that you need. Let's go to Book of Luke. It's Luke chapter 12. Speaking of, he will provide for you. We should, at a certain point in time, know that Yahweh ain't going to leave us or forsake us. And we come into this way of life in our beginning stages, we might be wavering sometimes. You don't know how we might get this or how we might get that. But after a while, when Yahweh continues to provide for you, you should know after a while, okay, they ain't going to cut off. He knows what you need in this lifetime, right, Israel? He ain't going to provide you all the time with the things you want. You know how we get. We want all these things that we don't really need. But Yahweh is going to provide things that you need. He knows that you go hungry. He provides food for you. He knows that you need water and thirst. He provides things for you like that. So when we go to Luke chapter 12, I'm going to start at verse 29. It says, do not seek what you should eat or what you should drink, nor have an anxious mind. Like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. You know how people, they get real anxious. Like, man, this is ridiculous. Like Israel in the wilderness. You know how they did back in the day when they were brought out. Yahweh was trying to show them that he was with them, but what they kept doing, complaining. Man, we hungry. Why you bring us out to die? Man, we thirsty. All you had to do was cry out to him. Yahweh knows what you need, but he's trying to see if you're going to rely on him or you're going to just falter and complain all the time. Same thing here. He says, for all these things, the nations of the world seek after. And your Father knows that you need these things. But seek what? The kingdom of Yahweh. And all these things shall be added to you. Seek the kingdom, Israel. Yahweh knows what you need, but he wants you to focus on what you need to do. Focus on being obedient and doing his will so you make it in his kingdom. Yahweh will take care of the rest. Anything that you need in this lifetime, he will take care of you. Hasn't he done this up to this point, Israel? He says, do not fear, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. See that he wants to give it to you, Israel. All you had to do is strive for it and you will get it. Sell what you have and give alms. Provide yourselves money bags which do not grow old, a treasure in the heavens that does not fail, where no thief approaches nor moth destroy. Ain't you so glad you got something waiting for you that is just preserved? There ain't nothing gonna happen to it. Nobody gonna steal it. Nobody gonna just confiscate it. He said, nah, these things are gonna be waiting for you. It says, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. See that we are, like I said, we thinking about this world. We thinking about all the people you see on TV. They got all the money, LeBron James and Michael Jordan. They got all this money, man. That's what I want. I want to live it up. I want to have 20,000 cars. I want to have 50 mansions. What are you gonna do with all that? You can't possibly say, okay, you got all these cars and you're gonna drive all the cars. You just, like I just seen with Rick Ross, he has like a collection of cars. They just go forever and ever. But he just has them just to have a collection. What are you gonna do with it? You got all this money, but all these people in the world, poor people, need money. They can't get it. But like I said, but that's why Yahweh don't want you to focus on all the wealth of the world, because guess what? You're going to forget about him. That's what it all comes down to. When you get wealthy and start doing all these things in the world, guess what? You forsake the Shabbat, you forsake the feast days. Yahweh who? That's how it's going to be. So be glad of the things that you do have. Be content with the things that you do have, Israel, because like I said, Yahweh knows what you need, and Yahweh will take care of you. I ain't gonna say I'm glad that, oh yeah, the oppressor doing all these things to us. No, but I'm glad that Yahweh takes care of me, takes care of you, all of us, because these are some tough times. These are some evil times we living in. And we're going to need Yahweh to get through them. You can't get through these days and say, okay, I'm going to do this myself. You're going to need Yahweh and his son. And he provides you with his Ruach HaKodesh, Israel. Let's go to Isaiah. I want to get through to all of you all in this message, just to show you, okay, there's nothing embarrassing about following this way. You might go into the world at your jobs. You the only one that's following Yahweh. You the only one that's take off on the Shabbats. You the only one that take off feast days. You don't participate in that holidays and all. And you know, everybody look at you strange. They wondering why you do this and that. People talk about you behind your back. But I want you to know in this message today that Yahweh see all that. Yahweh hears all the things that they saying. But Yahweh is going to take care of you. He going to preserve you. He see that you are one of his. So he going to preserve you even in the midst of wickedness and evil. But like the brother said, it is so tough to be among like-minded people. Those that do his will. Because we all striving for the same thing, right, Israel? Yeah. So it's so pleasing just to know that you have others that are doing the same. You ain't by yourself. There are others. It might not seem like a lot, but guess what? You are not alone. So let's go to Isaiah 49. Start at verse 14. But Zion said, Yahweh has forsaken me, and my Elohim has forgotten me. Sometimes you go through let me speak for myself. Back when I was younger, some things I went through, I'm like, man, what? He must have left me. I don't know why I got to go through these things, man. The things I'm going through are rough, man. I don't know why he left me. Sometimes you felt forsaken. Sometimes you felt like, okay, man, I don't know if Yahweh going to bring me out of this or what. But when you younger, Yahweh trying to bring you through certain things to show you, okay, this you shouldn't be doing, that you shouldn't be doing. No, you're supposed to be following that straight and narrow path. He bring things your way to get your attention. So when we wake up, man, we see that Yahweh is correcting us. We wake up and see, okay, Yahweh not playing. Then we'll know, okay, Yahweh ain't going to forsake us. He trying to get our attention. Different trials and tribulations come your way. Yahweh could be testing you to see, okay, are you going to follow him or are you going to fall? You going to go to Shaitan. You're going to listen to his voice. Because Yahweh speaks first, right? So when Yahweh says to do something, we got to go with what he says. Because Shaitan will come by and say something else and try to twist the word. But it says, Zion said, Yahweh has forsaken me. Yahweh has forgotten me. Can a woman forget her nursing child and not have compassion on the son of her womb? Surely they may forget, yet I will not forget you. See, he's not going to forget you, Israel. And it's sad. Even he said, can a woman forget her nursing child? You know, people in this world right now is done that. They don't even care about their children. They throw them away. They do all types of things. Some people shouldn't even have children because they don't even care. But Yahweh trying to show you, okay, even if they do that, he ain't like that. Yahweh is set apart. He ain't like the world. The world, can you rely on the world, Israel? No, they do all sorts of things. They'll promise you this, they'll promise you that, but do they fulfill these things? The city crying now because, man, they say they're going to do this, they say they're going to do that, they ain't doing it, still crying, but vote people in. Trust in them all the time. But Yahweh trying to show you the one you should trust all the time is him. He will provide for you. Don't stop crying about what they not doing for you. Stop participating in what they are doing. Participate in this and keeping Yahweh's Torah. That's what he wants. See, I have inscribed you on the palms of my hands. Your walls are continually before me. That's serious. Palms of his hands. He got you inscribed on the palms of his hands. He's never going to forget you, Israel. No matter how much you think, oh man, I'm so lowly, I'm nobody. No, if you one of his, you were everything to Yahweh. No matter where you at, Australia, North America, South America, wherever you at, an island somewhere, Yahweh knows who is his. He ain't going to forget you. That is so serious. And even he said he knows the hairs. How many hairs are on your head? That's serious. Yahweh, but Yahweh knows everything. He knows your hearts, Israel. So we can't even think to do evil. We can't speak against our brethren without Yahweh knowing it. So, like I said, we can't get over on Yahweh. We have to do his will and show him that we are one of his. Let's go to Isaiah 46. (46:3) says, listen to me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of the house of Israel. That remnant who have been upheld by me from birth. who have been carried from the womb. Even to your old age, I am he. And even to gray hairs, I will carry you. See that? From day of birth, Israel, up until your last days, Yahweh has you. Yahweh ain't gonna leave you when you 30, you serving him. You know what? Nah, I'm gonna forget about him right now. No, from birth until the day you leave this earth, Yahweh has you. He said, up until your gray hairs, I have made and I will bear. Even I will carry and will deliver you. See that? Whatever you may be going through in this lifetime, Yahweh is going to carry you through it. Whatever trial you're going through, even right now, Yahweh can bring you through it. Just rely on him because you are his treasure, his peculiar treasure. And Yahweh ain't going to just do anything. You know how people take care of their treasures, their jewels and stuff like that. They don't just do anything with their jewels, just throw them any kind of way somewhere. No, they take precious care of them. And Yahweh does the same thing for his people. Take precious care of you. Sometimes you wonder how you come through different trials. You're like, man, that was a trial like no other. But when Yahweh does it, we have to give him the praise because it was all him. These things that they doing in the earth right now, the viruses, the plagues, whatever is going on in this earth right now that people are putting in the earth, the air, we have to cry out to Yahweh to protect us because this ain't nothing to be playing with, Israel. We in the last days. I never thought growing up that I will be in this point in time right now, towards the end of it. But I say to you all, we at the end of it, continue in the way, like I said, continue in that path and don't give up. Because you can see the light at the end of the tunnel right now. So what point does it make that you give up right now? Yahweh brought you throughout your life, and Yahweh will bring you through. Make it in that kingdom. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy, I'm going to go to chapter 32. Deuteronomy 32 says, give ear, O heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. Let my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew, as raindrops on the tender herb, and as showers on the grass. For I proclaim the name of Yahweh. Like that song you all say, I will declare the name of Yahweh. We have to do that each and every day of our lives, Israel. We proclaim that name. Don't let nobody make you feel bad because you know the name of Yahweh. He is the rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are justice, the Elohim of truth and without injustice. Righteous and upright is he, so you can count on him. You can't tell me that Yahweh is unjust. All the things that come upon us, man, I don't know why Yahweh doing this is unjust. No. Like I said, we had to pay for our transgression. Everything that we go through in life is a purpose to it. Don't look at certain things and say, man, why this happened? Why that happened? All these things that are happening, it is a purpose, Israel. And like I said, Yahweh could be trying to get your attention, to get you focused on him, because that's all we should be focusing on right now. They have corrupted themselves. They are not his children because of their blemish, a perverse and crooked generation. Do you thus deal with Yahweh, O foolish and unwise people? Is he not your father who bought you? Has he not made you and established you? See that why we go against him when he has made us. He molded us and shaped us in his image. Then we turn our backs on him. That's why he says, has he not made you and established you? Remember the days of old. Throughout the Torah, you go throughout it, keep mentioning, remember the days of old. Remember when he brought you out of Egypt. Remember these things, because these keep your mind focused on the task ahead. You seen what he did for them back then. He can do the same thing for us now. Remember those days. Don't forget them. Consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you. Your elders, and they will tell you. When the Most High divided their inheritance to the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the boundaries of the people according to the numbers of the children of Israel. For Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the place of his inheritance. He found him in a desert land and in the wasteland, a howling wilderness. He encircled him. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. See, Yahweh claims his people. He loves his people. He said, you are the apple of his eye. So if he's the apple of his eye, if you are Israel, you think he's going to let anything happen to you? You think Yahweh is just going to let anybody just have any kind of way over you? No, Yahweh continues to look over you and protects you. So as an eagle stirs up its nest, hovers over its young, spreading out his wings, taking them up, carrying them on his wings, so Yahweh alone led him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride in the heights of the earth, that he might eat the produce of the fields. He made him draw honey from the rock, and oil from the flinty rock, curds from the cattle, and milk of the flock, with fat of lambs, and rams of the breed of Bashan, and goats, with the choicest wheats. And you drank wine, the blood of the grapes. See that? Yahweh showing you how he cared for you, how he takes care of you. And we get this thinking nowadays, okay, Yahweh ain't going to do that for us. Yahweh has left us. He has forsaken us. No, Yahweh does the same thing for us now also. But Yeshurun grew fat and kicked. You grew fat. You grew thick. You are obese. Then he forsook Yahweh who made him, and scornfully esteemed the rock of his salvation. See that? Yahweh brings us out of different things. He gives us a little something where we can survive, and then that's when we go crazy. That's when we forget Yahweh and forget where we came from. We think we got all these things ourselves. Think we got all. Who you think the wealth comes from? Who you think all the food comes from? Who you think the function of the limbs come from? The breathing comes from? All these things come from Yahweh. We can't forget that, Israel. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations, they provoked him to anger. They sacrificed to demons, not to Yahweh. To gods they did not know. To things, new arrivals that your fathers did not fear. Of the rock who begot you, you are unmindful, and have forgotten the Elohim who fathered you. See, out of all this stuff, Yahweh showing you, okay, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that. Then you came up, start smelling yourself. So, okay, yeah, you know what? I got all this stuff now, man. This is on me, you know. I'm going to forget. You forgot about Yahweh. That's why I said earlier, don't be focusing on all these riches of the world, wanting all this money of the world. Be content with what you have. Serve Yahweh. and be humble before him. Because Yahweh says, when you get all these things, don't forget about him. All these things come from him. You ain't get these things all because of your hand. Yahweh has allowed you to have certain things in this earth. It ain't because of you, Israel. Let's go to Matthew. Matthew chapter 7. He said he is the rock, right, Israel? So Matthew 7, start at verse 24. Therefore, whoever hears these words of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house and did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. See that? We had to have our foundation on that rock, Israel. Everything, like I said in the previous message, everything you do, you gotta have Yahweh first. Have everything in Yahweh first, and Yahweh will establish. Then he said, everything in your hands will prosper. Everything Yahweh does for you is because you are obedient to him. See, but if we don't have our foundation on the rock, Yahweh sure, and we doing our own thing, you think we're going to continue to stand? You think we're going to continue to make it through these last days? Here's the answer. It says, but everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them. See, the first command was Shema, right? Yes, sir. But don't just hear it and then don't do nothing that Yahweh says. Yeah, oh yeah, I heard what you said, Yahweh. You don't do nothing. Keep the Shabbat. You don't keep the feast. You don't keep the commandments. Yeah, I heard you. You gotta hear it and then do it. You have to live it out, Israel. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it fell. And great was its fall. See that? So when we not serving Yahweh correctly, guess what's going to happen? We're going to fall. But when we are serving Yahweh and we do this correctly, we do the things that he says, guess what? Yahweh is going to uplift you. He ain't going to allow you to fall. He's going to bring you through the way. That's pleasing to hear from him, Yahweh sure. He said, you know what? Establish yourself on the rock so you may be able to survive. Because you don't want to fall, Israel. And it says, and so it was when Yahshua had ended these sayings that the people were astonished at his teaching. For he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes. See, they knew it's like, okay, yeah, it's something about him. See, those that were of him, that the word resonated within him, they knew, okay, now it's something about him. We need to follow him. But then you have others that hear the word. He ain't do no wrong in the earth. Had no faults. Like I said, he was perfection in this earth. But you had some that sought to mock him, sought to beat him, spat on him, because they wasn't none of his. Then he say, at one point, he says, you are of your father, the devil. See, he said, my sheep will hear my voice. When you hear, like I said, when you hear his words, the words in this Torah, they resonate within you. You are hearing him, Israel. It ain't me talking. No, you are hearing Yahweh's words. And Yahweh is instructing us all. He is preparing us all for greater things. Like I said, this Right here, this life is not going to last forever and ever. There's life coming that is going to be well pleasing to all of us. Let's go to Mark. Mentioned earlier, Mark 12. I'm going to start at verse 28. It said, then one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, perceiving that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? And Yahshua answered, the first of all the commandments is here, Shema, O Yisrael, Yahweh Abba. Yahweh is one. And you shall love or ahava Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Right there. Yahweh sums it up. All the commandments, he sums up right there. If we would just have true ahava for him. People say they love him all they want. They say, I know him. But if you're not keeping his commands, if you're not doing his will, you don't truly know him. You don't truly ahava him. And if we hate our brethren, those that are of him also, we say we ahava Yahweh, but then we hate our brother, we hate the sister. Then Yahweh hates that also, because those are one of his also. So if you go against one of his, you are going against him. Just like the world, when they go against you, Israel, guess what? You are going against him also. Because Yahweh, we all should be one. It ain't just, okay, Yahweh in the heavens, Yahshua in the heavens, and we down here, we just lowly, we don't have nobody. No, we are one with Yahweh. And Yahweh, that's why Yahweh wants to dwell in your vessel. He wants that temple to dwell in, that Ruach HaKodesh, to be one with you so you will do right in this earth. That's the reason for it. So the scribe said to him, well said, teacher. You have spoken the truth, for there is one Elohim, and there is no other but he. See that? It ain't all these gods of the nations. Don't it say all the gods of the nations are idols? But Yahweh made the heavens. So it ain't all Buddha and Allah, all these different gods that the people have throughout the nations. No, it's just one. And Yahweh is set apart. He is not a God. That's why it should be so pleasing to know that you are following the only Elohim, the great I am. He is the only one. We seeking all these other things. Yahweh said he scattered us, right? But he didn't tell us, okay, do all the things the other nations are doing. Serve all the things that the other nations are serving. No. He said you're going to be scattered, but no, you don't do all the things they're doing. You are set apart also. You do what Yahweh commands. And to love him with all the heart and with all understanding, with all the soul and with all the strength. And to love one's neighbor as oneself is more than all whole burnt offerings and sacrifices. See that? Yahweh don't care about all that. The burnt offerings you had to give him, the sacrifices, Yahweh just want obedience. And then Yahshua saw that he answered wisely and said to him, you are not far from the kingdom of Yahweh. See that when you do these things and you know this, Israel, you're not far at all from the kingdom. It's within your grasp. All you have to do is just continue in it like it says, and you will receive your reward at the very end. Now that's a promise. Let's go to Ephesians. I'll soon be done. It's Ephesians chapter 1. Ephesians 1:3 says, Baruch be the Elohim and the Father of Yahshua HaMashiach, who is Baruched us with every spiritual blessing in the heavenly places in HaMashiach, just as he chose us in him before the foundation of the world. See that? He thought about you all. I don't think y'all can grasp that. Thought about you all, us all, before he formed the foundations of the world. That's serious. But like I said, a peculiar treasure. He knows whose is his, and he knows, man, if they do my will throughout their life and make it to the end, man, it's his pleasure to have you go into his kingdom. It says that we should be Kodesh and without blame before him in Ahava, having predestined us to adoption as sons by Yahshua HaMashiach to himself, according to the total pleasure of his will, to the praise of the glory or kabod of his unmerited favor, by which he made us accepted in the beloved. In him we have redemption through his blood. See, that is all because he gave up his life for the sins of the nation, of the world. It's his blood, the forgiveness of sins, according to the riches of his unmerited favor, which he made to abound towards us in all wisdom and prudence, having made known to us the mystery of his will, according to his total pleasure, which he purposed in himself, that in the dispensation of the fullness of times he might gather together in one all things in HaMashiach, both which are in the heaven and which are in the earth, in him. And in him also we have obtained an inheritance, being predestined according to the purpose of him who works all things according to the counsel of his will, that we who are first trusted in HaMashiach should be the praise of his kabod. See that? You got an inheritance waiting for you. These things, we living in it right now, but Yahweh has already predestined these things. You that are his, you are already destined to be in his kingdom. We had to just live it out now. Yahweh already knows that outcome of everything. But right now, we have to live it out right now to the end of our days. So one day we may get up in that, first resurrection and see his face in peace. And he say, well done, my tough and faithful servant. And you get to be able to walk in his kingdom. That is a day well worth it. In him, you also trusted after you heard the word of truth, the glad tidings of your salvation, in whom also, having believed, you were sealed with the Ruach HaKodesh of promise. See that? You have to believe, Israel. That's very important that we believe in him and his son. So you will be sealed. You want to be sealed in these last days, Israel, because Shaitan, he gonna seal those that are his. Yeah, see, Yahweh, Shaitan want to come as close as possible with Yahweh Shua as possible. So, see, he gonna mark his people, but Yahweh gonna mark his people also. Yahweh gonna seal his people and know who are his. So it says we gotta believe, so we be sealed with the Ruach HaKodesh of promise, who is the guarantee of our inheritance until the redemption of the purchased possession, to the praise of his kabod. See that? That is our guarantee. When you sealed with the Ruach HaKodesh, that means you are one of his, and one day you will be able to dwell in his almighty kingdom. You are waiting for that, Israel? We must continue to strive and continue to do his will, so one day we may be able to see that day and not be able to suffer anymore, not be able to sorrow anymore, not see any wickedness, evil anymore. We just talking about it earlier. The fresh air, this ain't even fresh air. To be able to breathe in air that is clean. Because man, he has poisoned everything, polluted everything. The air, water, land, people. Just ready for a day where you ain't got to deal with that anymore. And that comes with being obedient to Almighty Yahweh. And you know what? If you are one of his, you're going to do his will anyway. So sometimes you may see people like, man, why is it hard for such and such to do this, man? It's just all you got to do is be obedient. Just do Shabbat, feast days, be humble before him. But you see people, they can't get it. Oh man, you know what? I can't do this. You know what? I gotta do this in the world. Yahweh knows those that are his. And those that are his, they're gonna do his will no matter what. Hallelujah. Go one more scripture. I'm gonna go to Titus. Titus chapter 2. Titus 2:11 says, "For the unmerited favor of Yahweh that brings salvation has appeared to all men." And guess what? Salvation is offered to all men. But Yahweh knows that all don't want this. We have to strive for this. We have to fight for this. We have to do our part in this in order to gain salvation. But a lot of people, they don't want to do that. A lot of people, they don't want to be obedient. They don't want to do their own thing. But they had the opportunity. So teaching us that denying unrighteousness and worldly lusts, we should live soberly, righteously, and right in the present age, looking for the blessed hope and glorious appearing of our great Elohim and Savior, Yahshua HaMashiach, who gave himself for us, that he might redeem us from every lawless deed and purify for himself his own peculiar treasure, zealous for tub works. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Israel, we waiting for a day where he comes to redeem us. And right now is a purification. Right now, when you do his will, you do Shabbats, you do the feast days, it is a purification. Right from the beginning of the feast days on to the end, Yahweh continue to clean his people up. So when that day comes, we'll be ready to be accepted by him. Yahweh don't want nobody that's filthy. Yahweh don't want nobody that's wicked. Yahweh wants those that are humble and want to do his will. So Israel, don't be ashamed. If you're one of his and people come at you all the time, they want to try to embarrass you, talk about you, and don't be embarrassed if it seems like it's just you out in the world among all the wicked. Just know Yahweh sees you as his peculiar treasure, his special treasure, and he is looking out for each and every one of you all. So, like I said, we give Yahweh all the kabod, we give Yahweh all the praise, just knowing that he is the great I am, and he is going to look out for us all. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
At this time, I want to conclude this message, and I ask that we all stand as we go on to prayer. Yahweh, we told you for just bringing us out this day. We told you for all that you have done for us throughout the week. Yahweh, continue to be with us throughout your Shabbat. Have your word continually to touch each and every one of our souls. Yahweh, continually Have your word build us up. Have us at the mark that you want us to be at. Yahweh, have us to be that Kodesh nation that you have called from the very beginning, to be upright before you and not care about what others think about us. Yahweh, continue to have us to be strengthened through your son, Yahshua HaMashiach, and to be able to walk in his footsteps and not be embarrassed along the way, but to know if we continue in the way to the very end, we will be saved. In Yahshua HaMashiach's name we pray. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.